Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Oscar. My YouTube channel is called Look Out for Number One. I don't hide my face. I tell you my real name. Not like Gary Mill, aka Darth Dawkins, that hides behind an icon. Okay. The subject of my video today is talking about televangelist greed, and to narrow it, it will be the buying of jets. So I've got two clips. The first clip is two televangelists, and the second clip is one, and is the main focus of my video. Right, the one that's going to spend more time on it. So without further ado, let's get on with it.
Televangelist Jesse Duplantis is hoping to take the word of Jesus to new heights with help from a $54 million private jet.
Right, this is $54 million. Okay, the last conman is 65, and it's the latest Learjet.
In a video posted to his website last week, he asked his followers for help funding the aircraft.
Remember, he asked his followers to fund the aircraft. He hasn't got the fucking money, or if he's got it, he wants more money, but he doesn't want to pay for it himself. I mean, he's a televangelist. He hasn't worked a day in his life.
We're believing God for a brand new Falcon 7X so we can go anywhere in the world one stop. Now, some people believe that preachers shouldn't have jets. I really believe that preachers ought to have and go on every available voice, every available outlet to get this gospel preached to the world.
Not really. Not really. You can use the internet. You can use you can do social medias, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, right? You can go around the world instantly, right? And from the comfort of your palace.
I really believe that if Jesus was physically on the earth today, he wouldn't be riding a donkey.
He wouldn't be riding a donkey. Okay, but with the same coin, I'm going to slap you in the face. If he would be down here today, he would still be a Jew. He won't be a Christian. You fucktard. Right? Back at you.
Think about that for a minute. I've owned 3 different jets in my life.
So it's got already a trinity of jets.
and use them and just burning them up for the Lord Jesus Christ.
Burning them up. Right? So he's not even a pilot, but he would say to a pilot, go as fast as possible, like if it was a car. That's an irresponsible person anyway.
This is the very first plane that I purchased for the Lord.
I purchased for the Lord. I purchased for yourself, you idiot.
Back in December 1994. Then the second one I purchased was in January.
The second one I purchased, just try to fathom that, right? When he says I purchase, he's saying it's like the equivalent of the government giving money to a corporation to buy stuff without their own money. That's it. Like a tax relief thing.
2004, the one I'm flying right now, and it's been with me 12 years. Now people say, my Lord, can't you go with this one? Yes, but I can't go at one stop.
Duplantis is among a group of televangelists who preach that their wealth is God's will.
This preys upon the poorest people that want and need money badly, where they're told if they give money, God's going to bless them 100-fold.
That's the con man side of it. And that's the property of this guy.
Duplantis lives in a 35,000 square foot mansion, tax-free. Fellow televangelist Kenneth Copeland recently bought a $36 million Gulfstream 5 jet. The two have commiserated about how they can't fly or...
See, these two comparing dicks. Yeah? That one, the old guy, has bought 3, and Kenneth Copeland has bought 1. Right, but look here to what this guy is saying.
Or prey with commercial airline passengers.
The world is in such a shape, we can't get there without this.
That's right.
We've got to have this. We would have, the mess that the airlines are in today, you can't manage that today.
Right.
This dope-filled world.
Right.
And get in a long tube with a bunch of demons.
Right, this is the second video, the second part. I'm going to talk about this guy, this idiot. Right, he wanted to buy a 65 million Learjet. Let's hear him.
I can believe God as long as I want to. If I want to believe God for a $65 million plane.
I want to believe God. I want to believe God. What he's saying, basically, this deceiving piece of shit, is that I want to believe that my gullible people, my ministry, will collect enough money for me to be able to buy it. That's basically what he's saying.
You cannot stop me. You cannot stop me.
And listen to the people. Listen to the gullible. Yeah, they are going with it, right? Because he's a con man, right? He's a salesperson, right? He could sell you sand to the Sahara people.
From dreaming. Now you see why the devil tried so aggressively to discredit my voice.
It's not the devil. It's normal people, not like you and me, like me and other people. They're trying to say that you're taking the fucking piss. You got abundance of greed. You televangelists are taking the fucking piss. Right? You're taking it to a whole new level. There are people dying for all sorts of things. Right, they got all sorts of calamities, and you want to rip them from $65 million for your fucking pleasure. Look at that. The G650 is advertised as the biggest, fastest, most luxurious jet by far, and he wants one. With the people's money.
Creflo Dollar asking his members for $65 million. I ain't never asked you for a dime.
Yes, you have. Maybe not implicitly, but explicitly, by saying, by asking your leaders behind your employees, direct employees from your ministry, from your extent ministry, to make collections for it, and you're going to publicize it because one of your fucking members says it. So the fundraising page, maybe look at that. This religious idiot. It says Project G650. Understanding grace, empowering change, right? Airplane project, understanding grace. He's exploiting the Bible for his own benefit.
Plane's 30 years old. I knew it was time to begin to believe God for a new airplane.
Now, what you're doing is trying to convince people to buy a new toy.
Current ministry plane is no longer usable. We need your help. And I ask all of our partners globally to get on board with Project G6.
Ask all our partners globally. Our partners. That's inside his ministry. Creflo Dollar Ministries. And this is an inside man saying that he wanted all people inside the ministry to gather the money, to help to pay for this aircraft.
50.
If they discover life on Mars, if you think a $65 million plane was too much.
So he's already assuming that he will buy it. The gullible people will give enough money for him to pay it. Now he's talking about outer space. It's not just greed, it's ego.
If they discover that there's life on Mars, they gonna need to hear the gospel, and I'm gonna have to believe God for $1 billion space shuttle.
I'm gonna ask God. No, you're gonna ask your congregation for $1 billion, right? You won't be qualified as an astronaut. Okay, you are detriment to human well-being, right? You're everything encapsulated in the word greed.
Because we got to preach the gospel on March.
Not on March, Mars. Right, and basically this is the end of the video. Right, but just to let you know something, how much is this guy's worth, the net worth as a business, because his ministry is a business at the end of the day, right? You can Google it, Creflo dollar net worth. He's worth, or whatever he's got, $27 million, $27 million, right? And he's not even able to put a down payment or anything like that. He wants every penny that he can get and buy outright, like almost like cash. Yeah, all because of the congregation's gullibility. He is worse than AIDS. He is worse than COVID-19, right? He's a disease, right? He's a selfish person that wants to get as much money as possible for his own personal gain, yeah, or for to think that he's beyond anybody else. Nasty piece of shit televangelists. I got zero respect for any of those piece of shit humans. Until next time, have a nice one.